We have a first test in place. Let's create some more tests and get into the TDD flow. First, we'll create a new file in LaxLeague for the Guardian. Paste a placeholder for right now, and I'll come back and I'll make another test over here. Test under Guardian. Same kind of routine. I'll make a test just to kind of hack myself into the flow of testing to see if I can import it. And I'll do the same trick where I will let PyCharm generate my import and autocomplete for me. I can now right click in here, run the tests, and I see that I've got a little bit of code and it's importable. Now let's take a look at how I get into the TDD flow. I like having my code on the left, my tests on the right, and my visual test runner on the bottom. I don't have tabs, so I'm going to do this using split vertically. I now have two buffers, and I can have Guardian open over here as my code. And I'd also like to run all of my tests instead of just one, so I'll right click on the folder for tests and choose run tests in that directory, and my tool window at the bottom changes. One more change I'd like to do is turn off the file browser and use more productive ways for navigating my code. So now I've got a really good flow for thinking about testing the code, the tests, and the output. One more thing I like to do is I like to have the tests run automatically as I type. I'll turn on toggle auto test, click run. The tests run, but if I put an error in, I don't even have to save. After 2 seconds, which is configurable, it will run the test for me. Wait 2 seconds and the tests pass again. Let's take another step into TDD, and before we write our code, write our test for the constructor. And so I'm going to make a new test, construction, make an instance of Guardian. And of course, if I wait 2 seconds, this is going to fail because I've got a dummy class over there and it doesn't really do anything. And I can just jump right over to my code and add the constructor. Let PyCharm help me a little bit. And then add first under name. Let PyCharm help me also on this. Instead of having to do the self.typing, do Alt-Enter, choose add field, accept the choice for first name, come up and do the same thing for last under name, Alt-Enter, add field. Note that it puts it in the wrong order, so I will just rearrange those two lines. My test doesn't really do anything. It makes an instance, but doesn't make an assertion. Let's take a look at inference in PyCharm. I'm going to do command and hover over this. It's going to tell me that this is of type Guardian, which I know because I'm over here. I just created the instance of it. And I'm going to write an assert, and it does the autocomplete for me because it knows what it is. It's inferred the type Guardian. And I'll say equals Mary. And I'm going to wait and let the test run. Test passes, but this is kind of bad style. I prefer to have expected first, actual second, rather than doing a lot of retyping. Let the janitor do the work for me and do the flip. One more test we need to do for last name. Again, let the IDE do the auto completion for me. Wait a couple of seconds, don't even have to save, and it runs the test for me.